Um, and and a lot of that, I watch I like what's the guy's name? Steve Harvey, is it?
Yeah, Steve,
Uh,
the rest of the story?
no, 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 no. That's I love that. No, the game show. What is it?
Oh, Steve Harvey. Wait, game show? No, not Steve Harvey.
What's his show called? It's oh, I forget the name of his show. But oh, Family Feud. There you go. Yes, Family
Oh, he does
Feud.
do Family Feud. That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
So every now and then the contestants he is such a good comedian, man. But every now and then the contestants will do something and he'll ask them, you did go through the class and they did tell you, where to stand, what to do, how to act, those kind of things. And that's going to be true here also, So when we think about the show, I think we'll build a format for the show for people coming on the show and for people going through the show. So there's two different elements of what will be happening. The way I designed the show, originally it had a very limited number of people that could participate on the actual show, and then there was an audience, and I had an audience participation, and it was very cool, but it was very complex and there was a lot to it. Um, I went through a complete redesign, and here's where we are. Okay. So, so everybody understands if you're doing JBean on a weekly basis, you are on the show, period. You buy an NFT and the game runs weekly. So think of the game, not the show for a second. The game starts and runs weekly as a game. Okay. In the past, I'm not even going to go into the past. I'm just going to go into what is now so I don't confuse you guys. Okay. Uh, so the game runs weekly, and everybody that gets that week's NFT, okay, is simply doing what you guys already do. You're just doing the high, the low, and the close. Okay. That's it. It's very basic. But for us on the back end, we're tracking everybody. Okay. We're tracking everybody's scores or we're tracking everybody's predictions. And those predictions are getting scored. Okay. Before we were only tracking the close, but I got Rashab now working and he's very close. Just to give you a little heads up on Rashab, I told him yesterday that I had two other small jobs for him that had funding and that he could make some additional money with. He said, "No thanks, Doug. I'm only focused on JBean right now." Boy, those were good words for me to hear that he is that focused on JBean and very excited that he said that. But I have him doing the high, the low, and the close. So here's how that works. Every day you buy people will buy their NFTs to just use JBean for the week. And by using JBean for the week, the thing that they're participating in is the game, and the game is the show. Okay. So you predict the high, and you're going to get ranked for your prediction on the high. How close were you? Were you in the top 1% or in the bottom where you weren't even close? Everybody, and this is important, everybody from the best to the worst gets a score. They get a point. They get some amount of points. The top 1% will all get the same points. the bottom 50% will all get the same point. So when you're participating in the game, and I'm talking to you guys that you're on the game, when you do your prediction, the better your prediction is, the more points you're going to get for the high and for the low. Those two things will get the same points in terms of qualifying factors, right? So if the top 1% of the prediction for the high, let's say, gets 1,000 points, all the people that are in the top 1% get 1,000 points. Well, the closest to the low, the top 1% closest to the low would also get 1,000 points. I mean, they're exactly the same, okay, in terms of point value, the high and the low, okay? The close is different. The closest to the close is worth double points, okay? So when you understand the game, you're predicting the high and the low. You're trying to get as good as you can because those points count. And you're trying to get the closest to the close because those are double points. So if you got 1,000 points for 1% in the high and 1,000 points for being in the 1% of the low, the top 1%, if you were in the top 1% of the close, you would get 2,000 points. Okay. And that's just basically how the game is scored all week long. Based on your scoring, right, your points, you will then end up ending that week, and we do a 4-day, it's a 4-day prediction, okay? So whatever, Monday through Thursday or Sunday through whatever, or whatever day we start, it's just 4 straight days of prediction is what you're committed to, okay? And those get you points in the weekly game, okay? Now, based on those points, okay, those are automatically locked to you. You never lose those points. They never go away for that week. Now, every week starts a new game. And this was part of the thing that was very confusing to Rashab until late last night, I think it was, when I finally got him to understand that he says, well, how does it carry forward? Nothing carries forward in terms of points in the game. Your stats do, and I'll talk about those in a second. But your points are week to week, game to game. Every week starts a different game. Okay. So whatever points you earn in those 4 days, those are your points. And they go towards your percentage of the reward payout. If we're paying out 1 Bitcoin or half a Bitcoin or 10 Bitcoin, whatever it is that we're paying out, whatever points you have get converted to a percentage of that reward that's going to be paid out. Okay, so if there's a total of 10,000 points, it won't be, there'll be millions of points, but to keep it simple, right? If there's a total of 10,000 points in the game for that week and you have 1,000 points, that would be 10% of whatever the reward is. So if we were going to pay out 1 Bitcoin, you would get 10% of a Bitcoin as your reward for your high, your low, and your close predictions. Okay, that's the 4-day game, and it's done for that. But the game for the week isn't over. So I'm going to stop right there because I've given you guys a lot of information. And in terms of knowing how the game works, I want to make sure you understand the first 4 days. This is critical for you guys to ask me questions because it's critical for Rusty to know what kind of questions that people, and you guys got an advantage. You've been playing the game already. You've been doing JBean. But we need to understand what people don't understand about what I just said, okay? It's very important because that'll go into our Q&As, that'll go into our website. which is really coming along. Gosh, guys, I'm just so, I can't tell you guys how happy and excited I am about how Rusty and Paula and Rashab and Deb and the team are building the website and the Q&As. And Rusty asked me questions about, sales pitches and stuff today that I wrote for him. Everything is coming together in a super strong way. So this is a time, and we can open up the mic. You guys can ask questions. It's not about typing. So raise your hand. Deb will bring you up. And I'd like you to come up because when we're doing the game, guys, and I'll get to that segment, there'll be a portion of the game in the final challenge where everybody, the top people will be on screen. This will be like a TV show. It'd be like Family Feud, and you're on the screen, and you'll have a background, and everything will be done right. It's actually, going to be aired on TV, and you're going to be part of that experience. But right now, what's really important for me is, oh, look at you. Oh, you got a good background. Wow.
I like mine better than yours.
Yeah. They're exactly the same. Yours is
Just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, listen, guys, because I wasn't on the call accidentally, because I haven't seen any of the conversation before. Marty said she's very clear. So if you put a question in the chat, please re-ask it now so that I can see it, and then we can talk to Doug about it.
yeah. And even if you don't have a question, tell me what you understand. Okay. So today is really about getting you the understanding. And this is, kind of the format that I'm going to go through with new contestants every week on the show. I'll hold one of these, or eventually they'll be recorded, and Rusty will have it set up where they go through a pre-recorded class before they actually are on the show, right? Uh, but this is the things they have to know about the week and how the game actually works and how they score and how they get points and how things get paid out. There's got to be complete transparency in how all of this works. And the one thing I didn't tell everybody, Deb gets triple points no matter what she does. So gets a little
That's my
advantage.
handicap.
Yeah, she needs the advantage.
Right. I do want to be clear on something. You were talking about Rusty and Paula earlier. And I want to be really clear that I was just looking at the website that Paula rebuilt. So we had built a website, but we found ourselves getting stuck sometimes because we don't have the tools to go in and update and make the changes that we want to make. So we found Paula, and we've just given everything over to her, and she did a brilliant job recreating what we had already built so that now we have access to it immediately and can make updates and put things on there without having to wait for a programmer to be on their time, right? So I'm thrilled, Doug. I'm thrilled about it. So Rusty and Paula have been absolute champions in all of this, helping Doug get this whole thing going. And I just really want to get the kudos out to them.
Yeah, and they're enhancing stuff, guys. The questions that Rusty asked me yesterday and the stuff we wrote, and I rewrote, and I Rusty at one point goes, do you just want to write the script? And I said, no, no, it's not my gift. Not my, if it's not my gift, it's not my genius. That's my saying. So but I did as much as I could for him, and man, what he sent me back last night, oh my gosh, guys. I I can't even tell you how good it is. It's amazing. So the question about the pool,
Oh, good. You saw that.
okay? So the pool, there are just the rewards that you're going to have on your leaderboard that Rashab is building right now, okay? And that leaderboard, there'll probably end up being, I think, multiple leaderboards, okay? If I understand what the design's going to have to look like. But that leaderboard is going to have, there's going to be two things that are critical for your understanding and for tracking, okay? One is your points that you have total, and you'll see if whether we have 50 people or 50,000 people playing, right? And we could, in this, the way I redesigned the show, we could have 100,000 people a week or more in the game, okay? Now, I'm going to clarify some things because, boy, when you hear 100,000 people, you go, my gosh, how do I compete against 100,000 people? Deb, don't let me forget to answer that, okay?
Okay.
But in terms of the pool or the name, there isn't. There's just the leaderboard, okay? And the leaderboard has your points and it has your ranking so far. So the very first day we do predictions, right? We're going to have a ranking and everybody's going to fall within this. If it's 1,000 people, you're going to fall within a ranking. You're number 85 or your number 763 or whatever number you are in that 1,000 for the very first day ranking. The points are important because the points are what puts you in a category, and there's 6 categories. Okay, now I don't want to lose anybody, but this is very simple. Okay. So don't let all of these numbers get your mind going boom, right? Let's drill it down to the simplicity of what it is. Okay, you're predicting high, low, close every day. That's it. You're getting scored every day. That's it. Based on your score, you're getting for that day, you're getting put into one of 6 categories. The top category right now we call the visionary category. We may change those names for the show. I don't know yet. But let's just say the elite category would be the top 1%. Then the bottom category, which we call the initiate right now, would be the bottom 50%. You're somewhere between those two. That's it, okay, for that day. Tomorrow, maybe today you had a really bad prediction, or maybe you had a really good one today, right? Tomorrow you predict again, but maybe that switches. Yesterday you were bad and today you're really good. Or yesterday you were really good and today you were bad. It's going to be going up and down for 4 days. Each day you get scored and it gets added together. When it adds together, where are you at in those 6 categories? Are you in the top 1%? Are you in the bottom 50%? Or are you somewhere in between? That's it. Okay. The points that you get every day, say I'm in the top 30%. Okay. Maybe I've got 800 points, and the people that are in the top 1%, maybe they got 1,200 points. Okay, that's all it is. My 800 points puts me in the top 30%. Their 1,200 points puts them in the top 1%. Maybe I only have 350 points, and that puts me in the bottom 50%. But I still have points, okay? And the fact that I have points still means I'm going to get a piece of that Bitcoin, okay? So everybody's going to get a piece of the Bitcoin, whether they're in the top 1% or in the bottom. Obviously, you want to be in the top because you get a bigger piece of it, right? But people are being rewarded based on their value that they bring to wisdom of crowds. The more accurate you are today, the more value you brought to the overall community in helping get the wisdom of crowds more accurate. Today you were really good, tomorrow you're not, the next day you are, and it just goes back and forth, okay? That gets us our points, gets us in our categories, okay? Now I got to cover the categories in another way, but I don't want to go past this without making sure we absolutely understand everything I just said. And please, guys, dig deep, stretch your brains, ask questions, okay? So
Will payouts always be paid in Bitcoin?
if we're, I believe so. The way I'm going to answer that, if we're playing a Bitcoin game, which that'll be our first game, my goal, and let me say my goal, and that's why we're going through all these. My goal is to buy the Bitcoin and have the Bitcoin in a smart contract that automatically gets paid out. Okay. So,
Awesome. Now, one of the things we talked about, Doug, early on was the anonymity piece, where crypto traders generally don't want their identities out there, right? And that's why with the game, you'll have your wallet number, and that's how we're going to track you as a leader, right? Is that
but
still?
you're gonna have your NFT that's
Oh,
attached to
sorry.
the wallet.
Yes, yes. Your
Yeah,
NFT is attached to the wallet. Yeah.
and now that you brought up names, hold that until I make sure we've answered all these questions because I want to cover names and then I want to cover the six categories.
So
Okay.
this is a question that came in.
Names were or categories?
Uh, anonymity.
Anonymity?
Yes. So
We have an
Lovejoy,
easier word to say.
yeah,
Yes,
Lovejoy says,
anonymity.
let me read the question so we make sure we
Okay.
answer the right question. So Lovejoy says, my concern is privacy. I have a concern about being on a TV show where everyone will know I am invested in crypto, etc. Perhaps I'm paranoid. People associating your face with a name with crypto, potential threats. Take me off the ledge, she says.
Take me off the ledge.
Take me off the, she's saying, reassure me that this is going to be okay.
So she just wants me to kick her off the ledge?
Lovejoy? We would never, ever throw Lovejoy off the. Now, there might be a
So,
few, no.
and that's a really good question. So let's start with the name, right? Nobody will ever know your name by design, okay? Anytime you join the game or you're getting up there where you're going to be part of the what we're doing in the show and stuff, uh, you make up a avatar name. Uh, you could be, uh, striker girl or whatever you want to be. I don't know. Whatever name you want to be in the crypto world, in the prediction world, that will be the name that you'll be. You will also, I ultimately want to have an AI agent designed where you will write a little paragraph about what you see your character, your meme or your
Persona.
avatar, what tell me who it is, what it is, It's like, is it a knowledge person? Does it see the future? Does it use a crystal ball? Whatever it does, you know. Does it sit on the beach and meditate and come up with the answers? I don't know, right? But when you write that up, and you write it's a female, red hair, brown hair, black hair, whatever, purple hair, I don't care. When you write up those things, then I'm going to have AI generate an avatar for that character, and that'll be your character and your name in the game. When we're on the show, we can do it two ways, and I'm glad you brought this up because some of you guys won't want your faces. In fact, we may, because of that question, not have any of your faces on the screen, but we may create a player board that has your avatar on the screen, right? And you're getting asked questions. And some of the questions would be, especially if you're in the top 10, is, how did you do that? Is there any special indicators you use? And some of that eventually I'm going to have a system where the community and the people that are watching grade you on your answer and you get additional points. That won't be in the beginning game, right? But eventually there will be a thing that will allow you to earn additional points based on the value that you bring to the community and helping them grow and understand how to become better predictors if you're in the top 10. That won't happen right away. So based on what you just said, I think we'll highly consider not having the faces on the screen and having the avatars on the screen, but still you need to talk. You'll still have to come on, you'll still have to talk, and because we'll interview you, we'll talk in the final show, the one that has people on it or avatars on it is really about talking to our top 10, talking to the people that are doing it so that it does a lot of things for us in terms of compliance. It does a lot of things for us in terms of, being of value to the crypto world and to other people out there that are watching the show. So, it's very important. So,
Hey,
hopefully,
Doug, picture this. So, having cameras off is really for Zoom is really ugly because you only get this tiny little picture. But instead, cameras on, avatar is your background. All you got to do is cover your camera, and now everybody's nice background is their own personal avatar, and their voice is still coming through. That's how we'll do it.
did you just wave your hand and do that? Did my hand do that? My hand.
Magic. Put your hand all the way up against it. You can't let any light come in.
Wow, maybe if I do this.
Why isn't your background coming?
Are you using green screen?
No.
See, I'm using green screen.
Turn off your green screen.
We'll do that later. But here's what we'll do
Okay. Well,
is
that's what we can just have them not use green screen and cover their camera. And
I
it's
think what we'll do, Hundo, is we'll design the set and we'll have their avatars in our background. You guys remember
oh, that's true. Okay.
what was that? What was that other game show where they had all the celebrities in little boxes?
Oh, um,
Guess
TikTok.
My Identity, or what was that? I forget what it was. I remember they just squares.
Yeah, squares, Hollywood squares.
Hollywood squares.
Yeah.
Think of it kind of like that, but we have it set up on either side of us where we have your
How about that?
have your avatars and their name of your avatar there. And on our website, if you're in the top 10, your avatar will also be there, which is important for Rusty and Paula to know. There'll be a page where we have our heroes, right? And they can click on your avatar, get your stats, get how long you've been doing this, what is your prediction ratios, all those things that I showed you guys before. Nothing about you personally, only about your avatar and how well your avatar's doing. And so when you're on the show, if you're here, people can see, Lovejoy, avatar, don't know that it's Lovejoy, but know that it's, Crypto Girl. They can go out to the website, click on Crypto Girl, and get Crypto Girl's stats so that when Crypto Girl's talking on the show, they can go, wow, she really knows what she's talking about. Or when we're in Discord and Crypto Girl is sharing something, and I believe there will be lots of conversations in Discord and stuff in the community. But when Crypto Girl says something in community, right? Somebody new goes, well, God, who's Crypto Girl? So they go out to the website, they see, oh yeah, she's been in the top 10 like 20 times, right? And they can see her stats. So when Crypto Girl speaks, people listen, right? Oh no, that was what's his name? Different.
Mm. I can't.
Okay. I get all these little pieces of
It's
commercials and
ads. It's
shows,
right. Yeah, ads from when we were kids. They're just
All
like
right.
Kool-Aid. Sorry. Yeah.
Anyways, so that would be the name, and I like that. That was a E.F. Hutton.
Yeah,
Thank
Hutton. That's it.
thank you. Now it's Crypto Girl.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's take any more questions around everything that I've covered so far. And I don't think I got way off track there. I think that does that answer everybody's questions about anonymity?
Yeah, I think so, so far, yeah.
And I think that, see, that's what this was all about, guys, because I hadn't thought of that. And so I think that's an important thing.
Lovejoy is still in. I like it.
Well,
We saved her.
I was going to cancel the show if she quit.
Perry is asking about timeframes.
So this is really interesting too. So I'm going to do a show every day, okay? But not with everybody on it. It may be me and Deb and Brendan or, some combinations thereof. But it's going to be a short show. And Rusty, I think this is important for us to make sure this is all okay. It's our network. And here's the interesting thing, guys. We don't own a show, we own a network. Okay. And this network, we can have other shows on it, right? We can have people come to us and go, we want to be on your network, right? We own the network. Thank you, Rusty. How many times can I say that?
No.
Not enough. So every day, my goal is to do for the 4 days, because there's 4 days of predicting, right? Is to do a recap of the current standings, okay, and of the top, and I may do the top in each category, and you'll see why that's important. There's 6 categories, 1% all the way down to the 50% people, the visionaries down to the initiates right now. Again, those names may change because they don't sound real cool to me. But, I had to throw something out there to get kind of sticking power going and work from there. So 1%ers down to the 50% below percentile, right? So we got those 6 categories. Every day, I want to do a short show, probably a 15-minute to 30-minute max. I'd like to keep it really tight and just show, who was in the lead yesterday. Have they slipped down a level? Have they gone up a level? Just cover the movement in the game each day. Okay, that will be the show. You guys won't come on for that. You won't be on for that. So what are you doing? All you're doing is high, low, and close. That's it. Okay, and then wherever you stand, then we're doing the show and kind of getting it moving towards the final, which we haven't talked about yet. Okay. So before I get into the final, I want to make sure we're all clear with any questions. And again, guys, dig deep, no bad question, because I got to know what other people don't know, right? When you're designing and building something, and it's like anything I've done, like Insights or Digi or anything, it's really hard for me to put myself in your shoes and not know what you don't know. So unless you tell me, I don't know how to answer it. So did Deb freeze? Oh, Deb's frozen. Am I frozen? No. What a weird position. She's like, she left on that one. Okay, let's give Deb a minute to come back here. There she is. She's back.
Now your face stuck this time as I was drifting away.
Yeah, yeah, you were frozen doing something like this, and I thought, oh, yeah, there you
I was saying, Doug, you're frozen. You're frozen.
go. Right.
And then all of a sudden I was just like, poof. Sorry about that. I'm
Yeah,
just here to distract. That's
yeah,
that's all I'm here
yeah,
for.
yeah.
Gee,
She's our comedy relief, guys. We got to have.
right?
All right. Oh, someday we're gonna do that. You guys, we got Deb in so many weird positions when she freezes. It's like,
Faces. My face freezes. Faces of Deb, we used to call it.
oh my God,
Mm.
hilarious. Okay, questions, guys. Dig, 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 dig. Do you understand it better? Do you understand at least the foundation better? Did I explain enough to you that you would know what to do on day one? What do you do on day one, guys? Tell me what you do on day one. Well, let's talk about it. What do you have to do to be on the show? You have to get an NFT, okay? You'll have to the interface will be designed where when you do your prediction, it'll ask you to attach your NFT so we can track your prediction, okay? And then you're going to predict. That's exactly right. High, low, close. You guys got the easy part, don't you?
Now for this beta, do we have, are we prepared with NFTs at this
No,
point for
no,
people to
no.
get? Okay, but I wanted to make that clear that this beta is, we're gonna skip the NFT part and we're just
Yeah.
gonna do the predictions. Doug's gonna take the data in a spreadsheet because we don't have everything built out yet, guys. So,
And that's the idea is for me to get your data, put it in a spreadsheet so Rashab and I can look at that and go, our numbers are working, here's what's not working. This week is about kicking my butt in a way that allows me to figure out what's working and not working. Okay, that's what this week's all about. It's an easy week for you. It's going to be a hard week for me, but that's good because that's what I need. Because when I go through the logic, I think I've thought everything out and I've ran it the best I can. But until I actually get into the practical side, the implementation side, then I don't know, right? I don't know. So this will really help. That's what this week's all about. It's not about, you know, some big, revelation on the game and how the show looks and all that. It really is going through the very, very low level fundamentals of the show and the game so I can make sure everything's good. Okay, where are we at, Deb?
so what is going to identify us prior to the NFT?
Nothing. You're not on. Unless you
We're
have an NFT, you're not on.
Yeah, so for this week in beta,
Oh,
we're just
just you guys. Yeah,
yeah,
no,
it's just
okay.
you guys,
So,
we'll use your name. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah, yeah. So, what I need this week, guys, is just for you to do a prediction, and I need you to take a screenshot of it and email it to me or send it to me, and we'll set that up. I don't know if everybody's on team or not. I don't think everybody's in team. Maybe in Discord, we can set up a section where they can send it to me or they can email it to me.
Okay.
I just want a screenshot of your prediction, So your high, your low, your close that you did, and to do that, let's do one so that you guys can see what I need. How's that?
Yeah, that's a good idea. And I'm thinking through where the best place to put that is.
I'd have Candace do that, but I haven't in Discord, but I haven't seen her in a while, so I don't know. Okay. Predictions. Okay. Maybe maybe Rusty, we're setting up our social media for JBean, which will be different than what we had for insights and everything else. So maybe in our social media in JBean, if we have our Discord set up, we can set up a place inside the JBean's Discord, a tab where they just post their predictions. Give me, this is Lovejoy, this is my prediction, right? Or whatever, right?
Yeah, I'm just wondering. So Lovejoy said if we're trying to engage in Discord, it would be best in there. That's true, but my concern, Lovejoy, is that if you post your predictions in there and somebody else hasn't posted their predictions in there, they're gonna, they're probably gonna, I don't know.
No, you're gonna, I'll show you what you're gonna do. Okay. So
Okay.
I see where you were going, Deb, and I don't think that'll be a factor because they're not gonna be there at that point, hon. So do you see my screen?
Yes.
So what Deb is thinking is you're going to do your predictions here and you're going to take a screenshot of this. Okay. And that's actually a pretty good idea because I want to make sure whatever you do here is really what ends up here. Okay, in your profile, under your prediction history. Really what I need is uh these numbers right here. Okay. So these show up then after the close of the day, the next day. If you took a screenshot of this and said, here's my prediction. Okay, we don't have the close yet, right? So we don't have the actual. So what I would have would be just this.
Yeah, maybe if they just took a picture of this page, because even though we don't care about what was before it, we'll just
Right.
look for the date we're looking for. So every day, just take a picture of this page
And
and
make sure I have the current, whatever the current is, right? So here,
yeah, it starts with the
if
current on top.
I went back here.
I'm just looking at this. This page isn't even though it's your profile, it's not identifying you. It'd be
No,
cool
they
if
have
they
to
could
give me
take.
their name.
Yeah, but I'm saying it would be cool. If you go back to that, can we see if there's a way they can just take a picture of their page and it shows them somehow? I'm just curious. Oh yeah, anonymous user Doug.
yeah,
If you scroll down a little bit, are you able to fit
right.
it all?
It goes away.
No,
But
shoot.
I know it's them because it's their prediction. It says my prediction.
Right?
It's
For
on
me, just take the best one and then that one's mine.
right.
Just
Right.
kidding.
Yeah, no, you're gonna have to put your name on it, guys.
Okay.
Okay.
So, okay, and we just need to figure out where to put it then.
Yeah. Okay. So let's have a look at this. So market price is currently.
Candace is in Discord. She's been communicating in Discord, so I'll
Oh,
reach
good.
out.
Okay. Good. Good. So maybe Rusty, maybe we can get her if we need help in the JBean Discord, we can get her over to do a little bit of that if she's up to it. I don't know how she's been feeling.
Okay.
So it just depends on how her health and how she's been feeling, guys. So okay. 116, and I'll do 116 even for the low. And I'll do 117.00 for the high. Okay. I didn't spend any time in it, so I'm not very confident of it. So let's hit submit. Confirm. So I just did that and and I got 9 hours to change it. So if I was, and this will all stay the same, you'll still have these abilities, right? This doesn't change. Okay. This is part of the game, part of the TV show, and we'll show this on the show, how people are doing their predictions. That's part of the excitement of what's going on. And when I go here now, I don't have that prediction yet, do I? No, 6. No, I won't have that prediction until it actually closes. Okay. And so when it closes, then I can take this screenshot. So tonight at, and so you do your prediction during the day at, sometime between tonight and tomorrow morning. When we start this. So you would, so I got 9 hours before it closes. So as soon as it closes in 9 hours, and as soon as this day's prediction shows up, and I don't know how fast it shows up, okay, this will all get better. This is what Rashad was working on. But as soon as it shows up here, then
Um,
that's when I need it.
away.
Okay, any questions on that? And
We
then
should,
that's
yeah,
all you do.
we should, this is in your personal profile right here that you're looking.
Yes.
We should ask Rashab to add immediate predictions to this historical, just the predictions. Of course, it won't have the other data like it's showing on the other predictions page.
Well, what other prediction page? You mean the agents?
No, if you click on just predictions,
I
oh,
I can't get the number until it
oh,
locks.
sorry. I was thinking of agent consensus. Sorry, I was
Yeah,
thinking of,
once this locks, once they
yeah,
can't change it, then is when I need it. Okay.
I see.
And then to answer your question, because they give it to me after this locks, nobody can copy them.
Yeah, I see.
Okay.
So we've got a two-step process going on for them where we told them they had one daily task, they have two daily tasks. The first one is to get their predictions in. The second one is to wait till it closes and
Yeah.
take the snapshot.
Yeah. Just during this week. After this week, this will all be automatic. This
Right.
this week only, I'm using the data you guys are giving me to verify everything's right. That's why I'm asking for the screenshot. I don't.
Right.
I could have Rashad give me a data list of everybody's prediction each day, and I wouldn't need it. But I want to make sure his data's right, and the only way for me to do that is to get it
Got
from
it.
you first.
Got
Okay,
it. Okay.
that's the only reason I'm doing that, guys. So
And
it's probably redundant and probably not needed, but it's just a check and balance for me.
Rusty has set up an email address to send your screenshots to. So for those of you who aren't going to go in and edit, it's going to be separate. Nobody's going to see them. You can just send them to the familybeta@jbean.com. And you don't have to go back for that second step if you don't plan to edit your predictions.
Yeah. Yeah. If you do it one time, you can take a screenshot of it and send it in. If you do it one time, what you're going to do, share screen, and you're not going to edit your stuff, right? Well, this is, hang on, let me hit refresh. Okay, this needs to go to Rashab. This should be coming up that I've already did my prediction.
Oh, yeah.
So kind of memorize this moment and let me try to submit another prediction and see what it does.
Oh, Lovejoy just noticed daily close of July 11, it's saying. Do you see that? Your
Uh,
target date.
he's working on it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I know he is really working on it hard. So, all right. So I got that. I'll send him a screenshot of that and he
Okay.
can get that dialed in. But anyways,
Okay.
so in theory, guys, you would put in your numbers here. You would put in your high, 116, 800 and 115, 900. Okay. And now I can take a screenshot here, but it should do this differently, but to be safe, once you have your numbers, I'm gonna cough. Take a screenshot and make sure I get this. Once I submit it, or I can take a screenshot of this one. This would be better. Here they all are. Take a screenshot of this one and then confirm. Okay.
Oh, okay, this page.
Yeah, and then edit predictions, because if I edit prediction, my numbers have gone away. Okay, it brings up new numbers. So I got to start all over. So you have to get that screen before it goes in it. And if you end up doing different numbers, right? This is close 116, 150. I 116, 650. 115, 950. And I did it again. Again, here are my numbers that I'm taking a screenshot of. Okay. And confirm. Okay. Did we get all of that?
Yeah, we've asked participants to send a screenshot of the summary page upon prediction submission to the following address, familybeta@jbean.com.
Yeah. And when we're doing the real game, it'll all be tracked automatically. Again, I'm doing
Yeah.
that for this week. Okay.
Okay.
All
Oh,
right.
familybeta@jbeantv.com. Okay. JBean TV. It's jbeantv.com.
Right.
Let me edit that. Good catch, Rusty.
Oh, you had it going to JBean. Yeah. JBeanTV.com.
Yep.
Okay. Are we ready to go to the final section of the show, guys? Any
Yes.
questions before I dive in?
So now we've done just to recap, we've done daily predictions tomorrow. So tomorrow's the first day, or I'm sorry, Monday. Monday's the first day.
Mm,
The Monday we go in, we do predictions, we send our screenshot.
That's
Done.
right. Done. That's it.
Tuesday, we go in, do our predictions, send our screenshot.
Yep.
Done.
Got it. Done.
Wednesday, we go in, do our predictions, send a screenshot. This is really hard so far. All right.
It's a lot. It's a
What do
lot.
we do on Thursday?
I'm lost. I don't know.
Can anybody answer what we do on Thursday?
Yeah. All right. We do our predictions. We send them in. We're done. Now, Friday comes, right? Friday's an off day. Okay. Because Friday is the day that we get your Thursday predictions. Okay. And I have to
That
take,
we get the results, just so you know, that we get the results for your Thursday
yeah,
prediction.
yeah.
Yeah.
How did you do? Are you in the top 1% or the bottom 50? I can get those numbers on Friday for Thursday, right? Friday at what time? 5 o'clock my time. Friday close gives me your Thursday prediction. That's why Friday's an off day. Okay. Don't need to do anything on Friday. Go out and have a good time. So now on Friday, I'll be able to calculate where you are in the overall standings with all of your predictions. Are you in the top 1%, 2%, or 5, 30, 50? Where are you at in those standings? And then that's what puts you in a category for the final that will be that you'll do a prediction on Saturday. No show, no nothing on Saturday. Probably what I'll end up doing is that the next game will start on Monday, right? But the show will do the actual filming and airing of the show on Monday for the prior week and start the new show in background, right? Because nobody's coming on, nobody's doing anything. It's all in background. Yeah, I think we'll probably start it on Monday. So there'll be two things that'll happen on Monday. We'll actually air the prior week's show and start the new show on Mondays. So what happens in the final? Okay. I said there's 6 categories. Okay. Let me do this for you guys. So you can visualize this. This is movie over here. I'm going to share my screen. And again, this will get a lot fancier when we get to really doing the show. But again, this is just to try to make sure that I can explain to you in a way that you understand. All right. Flatten all. Share my screen. Okay, everybody see my screen? Where's the chat? Chat. Yeah, okay, great. Okay, this is it, guys. We're almost done. All right, we got it all flattened here. There's going to be 6 categories, right? 6 levels. 1%, the 5%, the top 10%, then the top 30, I think it is, top 50, and then below 50. Okay. But there's 6 categories. One, two, three, four, five, 6. Okay, there's our 6th category. This is the top 1%, okay? And then this is the bottom 50%, okay? And these are everybody in between those two numbers, okay? Everybody with me so far? Give me a 1. Okay, perfect. Now, I told you that the payout for the rewards is, say, 1 Bitcoin, okay? And here's the thing that's really, this is what makes the final so exciting, okay? All week long, you've been, say you've been playing for this Bitcoin, and the week had 1 million total points available to be rewarded for accuracy, okay? And I say our top people, on average, there's 2 of them, okay? Because there'll be usually 2 to 3 in the top 1%, depending on how many people we have playing the game, right? If we have tens of thousands of people, there'll be more. But anyways, this is important in terms of you guys understanding, no matter where you finish on here, there's huge rewards for you, okay? Huge rewards for the top 1% and huge rewards for the bottom 50%, paid out differently though. Okay, so that week, everybody, all categories are playing for this 1,000,000 points based on where you finished. Each day you got a portion of these 1,000,000 points. You may have gotten 10,000 of them, and you may have gotten 500 of them, okay? But you got some of this 1,000,000 points. And for you guys that are at the bottom, you were playing against the guys, the Lovejoys of the world, Crypto Girl, that's in the top 1%, right? You were playing against all of these guys. So all of these guys got more points than you did, but you still got points, okay? Now we kind of flip the script here. And this was partially Rashab kind of challenged me to this direction, and then I kind of designed a system that I thought was really, really fair. Okay. What I've done now remember, this is the top 1% and the bottom 50%. Okay. 1,000,000 points is what we played for all week long. Now, on the final day, your Saturday's prediction in this case, whatever, it's really 4 days on, 1 day off, then a day predicting, and then the final. So it just depends on when we started during the week, but we're just saying Monday through Thursday, that's the 4 days. Friday's a day off, Saturday's a prediction day, and then we do the show on the following Monday. every one of these categories, tiers, they're called tiers, right? Every one of these tiers on the final, the Saturday's prediction, is playing for or playing for 1 million points each. 6 million points are in the final. Okay, 1 million points for each category. The bottom category is not competing against the top predictors for the million points. They are competing against their own peers, their own level, right? They're competing against other people that are at that same skill level at this point. Whether you're in the 30 percentile, the 1 percentile, or the 50 percentile, you're competing against your peers at that skill level. What will happen in each one of these, we will find out who is the top 1% in the 50 percentile and the bottom 50% in the 1 percentile. And the points are weighted in your category. If you're in the top 50% of your category, you could get 200,000 points or 100,000 points or some number, right? That is really good because now you're competing against other people of your skill set. This does two things. It helps you get more points, which will be ultimately a bigger piece of the Bitcoin or whatever we're giving out, right? Makes it fair for those categories and encourages the ones in those categories to keep playing the game and try to what we call level up, go up levels, right? So if I'm in my 50 percentile and I'm in the top 1 or 5%, of this, it tells me where my skill set is against my peers, right? I'm not trying to compete against, Crypto Girl, right? I'm trying to compete against, somebody else that's at my same level. So I can see where I'm at in terms of really being able to go up or level up another level because I'm here and I get rewarded, right? Now, the difference between here and here, okay, is very important. When we're talking about the top 1%, and let me show you guys this so you can see this, okay? Let me bring up a new sheet. If I'm talking about, say, 1,000 people predicting, right? And let me do this. And this will be wrapping it up so you guys can ask questions, okay? So there's 1%, and here's 50%, right? Okay. Let's just say 10,000 people, because that's really, well, I'm gonna make it a little bit, 2,000 people. I need some math that'll make it easier for you guys to understand. 5,000 people. Okay, equals this times this, right? So if I've got 5,000 people playing the game, 50%, 1% of them, 50 of them are going to end up in the top 1% playing for 1 million or going for 1 million tokens. So we'll go get that in a second. Over here, if I'm in the bottom, equals this times this, right? I got 2,500 people playing for this because I'm in the bottom 50. So there's an advantage to be in the top because I've only got 50 people I'm competing against. And even if I divided this up equally, which it's not divided up equally, I'll get into that in a second. But equals this divided by 50, right? That's 20,000 points each. If I divided this one equally, equals this divided by this. And it's not equal. There's 400 points here. When I talk about the top 1% within your category, the 1% is weighted to get a much larger portion within your category. It's not divided equally, right? All the way down to the smallest portion within your group. Like probably 30% of this, even in this category. So if I was in the top 1% of this category, equals this times 1%, right? That's 25 people that are going to be in the top 1%, and they're going to get equals this times 0.35, like 35% of it equals this divided by this, okay? So they're going to get 14,000 points in the lowest, down at the bottom 50%, the 1% on the final challenge could end up with 14,000 points, right? Competing against people at their skill level. Okay. This is super, super fair and super exciting because now when we do the final show, we'll be interviewing the top players here, the top players here, and maybe some of the top players here to get some of their inside secrets, how they're doing, how they do their predictions, and the community will ultimately vote on that. But we'll also bring some of the avatars up from here to have them, the top 1% from here, to have them talk about their experience with the game, right? So we know now the top 1%, top 5%, or 10% of every tier level in the game and how people are progressing. Okay. And then you take your weeks, the points that you got during the week that put you in a tier, right? You count those points. Then you count the points that you got from the final. You add those two together. That tells you how much of the Bitcoin you're going to get. That's simple. Okay. Let's stop sharing. Let's take questions.
I like it. So Gary, we'll give you the website, and you just go on, create a login and password, and you'll be predicting every day. So I'll put that link in here.
Guys, let's start with dig deep again, because I just went through math. Math is hard. Let's dig deep. What did you not understand? What do you need clarity on? This will help me understand what people coming in won't know, right? That's what this is all about. And I went a little bit deep so that I could make sure that everybody understood that it's really a two-stage game. You got the 4 days and then you got the 1 day, okay? And it's the combination of those two things added together that make the total game.
And if you want to continue developing your habit of getting your predictions in every day, go ahead and do your predictions on Friday.
Yeah.
Continue doing them every day. You just don't have to email them to us if it's not Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday.
Right.
The days we want you to email them to us.
And then you will email us your Saturday also.
And Saturday.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Perry asks about the NFT prices, and then he's asking, will they all be on Solana?
I haven't decided whether it's Solana or we're going to do Polygon or, what we're going to do. There's a couple of different options. Solana I like from some standpoints, especially the NFT stuff. So, uh, and they have some good grant systems that if we have a TV show, they might want to be a sponsor of the show and stuff. So I've still got to evaluate that. The NFT costs are going to be $50 for the prediction card that gets you in the game It gets you using all of the utilities. It will get the people training during the week. So it'll cover how to do predictions, how to, the training on predictions, all of the stuff for $50 a week in the game. So,
Awesome. And there does appear to be an issue. We're gonna let Rashab know that people are showing no data beyond the 10th, July 10th in their
okay.
predictions. So we'll get a handle on that. And yes, all of our daily close says that it's the 11th right now. So he's working on stuff in the background.
Yeah.
Just continue posting your when you enter your details and you get that summary screen, that's what we want. And whether it's going to the prediction page or not, you're still the prediction page is what we need to see your prediction. So right now we're not so worried about your stuff being stored in the actual game because we're doing it all manually. So that's
Right. And
that's
there's one area that I did not cover that I got to cover too. Um, but let's make sure I got all the questions here, and then I'll do this final section.
I don't see any more. If you have a question, pop it in. So you can see that it's not just the person who can predict the best who's gonna have access to rewards.
Oh, everybody gets rewards. Everybody,
Everybody gets rewards.
yeah. But you guys have an advantage. The better you are, the bigger the reward for sure. So
Yeah. Uh, yeah, Marty, that's good. She's gonna practice all over the weekend so she can get used to doing it. That's a great idea. And use the alarm on your phone. Use some kind of notification on your phone that reminds you to go in and do your predictions. So you make sure you get all of your predictions in for the game.
so JBean the coin, right, was going to be used in a mock system where we paid out airdrops and stuff to get people beginning to use it. When we went to the TV show, I didn't have to do the mock system anymore. So whether we do JBean the coin, which we haven't done yet, right, in 2026 will depend on how we see that lining with the show. And we will decide that at that point. So right now, everything is NFT based and there'll be, the Oracle keys are still in play, right? So everybody that has Oracle keys, the a portion of the every week pool will go to the Oracle keys, and if the Oracle key people do their predictions, they have to do activity, right? Then they'll get their portion of the Oracle pool. All that stays the same. There's no change there.
I'm supposed to remind you of something that we talked about at the beginning of the call.
Okay, you think of that. I think I got everything. But now let me cover the last portion of this, guys.
Okay.
So I'm going to share my screen. This is nothing that affects you guys. There's two things that I think are important. Is we have these little guys here. Okay. These are the badges. Okay. On every prediction you do, the high, low, and close, depending on if you were in the top 1%, the visionary, or the bottom 50%, the initiate, you're going to get a badge. So for the high, I was really accurate. I got a visionary badge for my high prediction today. The low, I sucked. I got an initiate, but I still got a badge. I still got points. My close, I was pretty good. I was kind of middle of the road. I got an analyzer, right? So I got 3 badges for the day for my predictions, the high, the low, the close. I get a 4th badge for the day where I ended up overall, even though I did a 1, 2, 3, right? I did not good here. I did better than most people, right? I ended up in the top 5%. So I ended up for the daily badge, I ended up getting a striker badge. So I got my visionaries, I got these for my predictions, and then I got this for my day. Okay. The importance of these is there'll be times where we'll have a tie. Based on your collection of these badges becomes the tiebreaker. Okay. So let's say Deb and Lovejoy tied for first place. Okay. We're going to go back to the badges and we're going to start at the daily badge. Okay. On the very first day, who had the highest badge? Well, they both had striker badges. So we still got a tie. Okay. On the second day, okay, they both were visionaries. Again, these guys are going for the top place. So we got another tie. We go all week and they tied 4 days in a row on all the badges. Okay. Probably won't happen, but if it does, then we go back to day one and we look at the high, low, and close. Who had the best badge combination for day one? Well, Lovejoy had on day one, she had a visionary on the high, she had a visionary on the close, and she had a striker on the low. Deb had a visionary, striker, and analyzer. Lovejoy takes the win. Okay. So based on the combination of badges are what is our tiebreaker. Okay. So the badges are important. The collection of badges, they mean something and they become a bragging right too. You've got, 40 visionary badges, right, from your predictions. That's a big deal, right, to be that accurate. So, so the badges will play a part in our bragging rights in community, and they will be used for tiebreakers. The other thing that they help us do, and there'll probably be a place on the card. So, Crypto Girl, Lovejoy, she would have how many games she's participated in, how many top finishes she has. She'll have all her stats. And the reason for this, and these will be on the website for newcomers to the game, they can go look at Crypto Girl's stats and go, wow, whoever Crypto Girl is, we don't know who she is, right? Is really good. And when she says something in community, I'm going to listen, right? The other thing it does is for people that are watching the show, there'll be people, I guarantee if the show is successful, like I think it will be, there'll be people that will come to us that own hedge funds or other things, and they'll go, who is Crypto Girl? And we go, well, we can't tell you who Crypto Girl is. Well, we want to follow Crypto Girl, and we say, okay, well, that cost $1,000 a month to get Crypto Girl's predictions because Crypto Girl's so good. And then we do some kind of split with Crypto Girl between what the company takes and what she gets as additional income for being an accurate predictor, right? And there could be 10 people that this hedge fund wants to follow, right? And they'll pay for getting the predictions from those people. They'll never know the names. We will never give out names, and we don't want the predictors to give out their names, right? This is part of the show, and that'll be part of the agreement. But the fact is that this is very valuable information, and it's very valuable for you guys to be able to benefit from it. So that's basically the show, guys. Let's take any last questions that anybody might have.
I like it. And guys, while you're turning in your predictions, your email, go ahead and give a beta avatar name. Tie it to you so we know who you are. But if you want to use your or they wouldn't even have.
Yeah, use so we know who you are here, but give us an avatar name and a little description, and I'll have AI build an avatar. And then that way we can use it in the show, right? Because we're not going to ever air this show, guys. This is mock, right? We're just trying to figure stuff out. Okay.
Exciting, exciting, exciting. Doug, I still don't remember what I was supposed to remind you of. I'm
I
sorry.
think I think it was the levels, and I think we got it. So
Okay.
yeah, I'm
Yeah,
pretty,
because it was when you got to that section, I was supposed to remind you. So my job
yeah,
again.
you did great, Deb. Did really. So, so from the show concept, do you guys understand it better? Give me a one if you understand it better. Perfect. Okay.
Ruh-roh, just Lovejoy. Oh, there's Perry. Okay. And
Very
Marty. Okay.
good.
You would be doing a 10 to 15-minute call each day next week.
Yeah, what I'm going to be doing is yeah, a call in the evenings. I think would be best. Well, let you guys tell me, is it morning or evening? I know it's probably better for Deb in the morning because she's got a busy week.
Week. Uh,
It's tell me now,
March.
guys, evening or mornings, either for Perry. Deb, what's best for you?
Oh, yes. Thank you, Gary, for the reminder. I'll make it work whatever time. I'm good.
Okay,
Around
okay.
10. So
The,
Marty,
the object of the morning call, we can do it in the morning, is to help anybody that's struggling with predictions, trying to understand how to do them, and to answer any questions, but there shouldn't be a lot. So we'll do, and again, for the show, I'll do morning calls too, probably when we're actually running the show to make sure the contestants are all cluing in. So,
I take that back for this week. Gracie's cheering this week and so I have a morning, a couple of hours that I'll be cheering.
in the morning,
Yeah, it's mornings. I think it's 9 to 11, maybe 9 to
we would do like 7 to 7:30.
so early. 4:30 works for me, Rusty, too. 4:30 a.m. is always wide open.
Yep, we're good, sir.
Mm, Who
Yeah,
else is
we can
local?
record those for everybody that's doing this. Yes.
Yeah, it's not required for people to be on. That's the thing, right? So
Right.
so really it's just the chat. We look at the predictions, have some commentary about them for 15 minutes.
Yeah, the object
Oh, we'll
of
do some
a
training.
15 to 30 minute during the week is to try to identify, and again, this is important as I move forward in the show, to identify where you guys are stuck in predicting because part of the value of the $50 NFT that people are buying is that I'm going to be teaching, or the company is going to be teaching how to predict, right? And so it's not just buying a seat to get on the show. There's learning how to predict, how to get a better edge, those kind of things. So if I'm going through that with you guys and seeing where you're stuck, then, I can help make it better. I hope.
Yes.
All right.
I'm just grabbing I don't know what is going on with my computer. I'm grabbing the site for Gary.
Yeah. Now, Rusty is going to do some questions and answers with you and I at some point. Uh, for he can tell you, I don't know everything he's going to do with that. I just did the Q&A for him, the interview questions and answers. So, did he send that to you? Okay, he'll send it.
No.
Okay.
I mean, likely he did. So,
Yeah, at some point we got to schedule with him so that we can do that.
all right, here it comes. Where are you?
Okay.
Here,
Any last questions, guys? Can you guys see the show in your mind, or is it just my mind? Yeah. Do you guys like the concept? And be honest, yes, no.
All right, if somebody will take that link and add it into the Q&A, then I'll answer it and then it'll be clickable for you guys. Is there a particular call date where you went into more detail on using the AIs for predictions? I need to refresh myself better.
I did a whole Saturday class on that.
You
And
did.
you might ask that in Discord, and if Candace answers you, she can get it to you.
Yeah, and if you put it in Discord, I'll see it too, and I'll remember to go look for it. I'm going to start looking for it now, but there's so many squirrels in my house on a Saturday morning. I don't see it in QA yet. Can anybody put that link in QA? You can just copy what I wrote there. And for those of you who are watching this after, the website link is jbean.vercel, VERCEL.app. That's where you go to register for an account. And really, you're just giving your.
Do you need it in QA?
We can't add things. The panelists, oh, here it is. Lovejoy added it. So let me type the answer. Thank you. There, now you can all have it as a clickable. We see it as clickable, Doug, but evidently in regular chat, they don't.
Oh, wow. Isn't that's weird.
Yeah, and then we can't see the answers that we give. From the panel, we can't see them in the chat, but they can.
Yeah, I can't see. You answered that?
I answered it and they can all see it, but we're blind to it. Zoom is a funny little beast, isn't it?
I can't even see it as host. Huh. Wow. Okay.
You can only see it if you go into Q&A and look at answered.
Well, guys, we have a lot going on. Things are moving, and so Monday morning, 7 a.m. will be our next call. You will do your first prediction that you're sending to me on Monday, and we'll talk about that in the AM call. Any brain questions on about predicting, how to predict, those kind of questions should be coming on Monday. If you think of any gaming questions, things that you didn't think of today, bring those on Monday. My goal is based on your questions, we build a Q&A better. We already are answering questions that people will have. So you will be helping with that if you bring your questions. Okay?
Okay, and remember, it's not a requirement for you to come to those calls at 7, but it's helpful for us, right? Because we're going to be able to hone in on what changes we need to make or what we need to emphasize. Also, all conversations about this can happen in Discord. So if you have a question, pop it in there. We will be actively watching and communicating and participating in Discord to make sure everybody's up to speed. As soon as this call's done, as soon as it renders, takes some time to render. I'm going to post it and add it into Discord so that those who couldn't make it will be able to be a part of this beta.
Fun, guys. I'm excited. I hope you are too. So,
I'm excited too. It's going to be
yeah,
fun.
yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. All right. Take care, everybody. We'll see you Monday. Rusty, get with Deb. Figure out when you want to do the interview stuff, when works for her too, and we'll do whatever you need for the interview. Okay?
If we want to share with others, can they see it in the old NSI Discord channel? Did we change the channel? Is it? No, man. Do we have 2 separate channels?
We're going to have a JBean Discord, but
Yeah, I know we do, but in the back of my head, I was thinking it just kind of morphed from Insights to Discord. I mean to JBean. My computer's taking so long. I'm wasting
I'm
everybody's
pulling
time.
it up.
We'll figure it out and pop a little note in Discord.
Yeah.
JBean
Yeah.
AI and Insights DeFi Trader. Okay, yeah, they are combined. They are combined. It's all there. All that information is still out there. Yes.
Okay. All right. Perfect. All
Yeah,
right, guys.
you guys can invite people to the Discord server. You just use the invite link. And Discord always expires in 7 days, but if you tap a little button or click a little button there, you can say it never expires and just use the same link every time. Okay, I think that's it, Doug. I'm excited. Nice job.
Yeah, fun. So Monday will be fun. And again, the guys this week is very low key. It's just about answering questions, figuring out stumbling points, and we might have to do this a couple of times before we get all the stumbling points. But the key is to get them out of the way so that we really know what we're doing when we go to our pilot. We'll do a pilot of the show and get that out there. So, but we want to get everything out of the way. All right. Thanks, everybody. Take care. Deb, appreciate it. Everybody
Thank
take
you,
care.
Doug.
See you Monday morning.
All right. Bye, guys.